This video is brought to you by Mini Prints. Visit miniprints.com and check out all the 3D printed super detailing parts they offer. Take your layout to the next level of detail. They're the resin. Your layouts look so detailed. That's miniprints.com. Additional support provided by Grand Central Scenery. For the very best in realistic trees, check out Grand Central Scenery online at grandcentralscenery.com or call 801-891-7255. Since 1995, Grand Central Scenery has been the leader in fine handcrafted scenery and accessories. Hey everybody, I'm Go Vieira Go Home. Today we're going to Markham, Ontario to Rapido HQ. We're gonna have us a little barbecue. Come on.
To depart for a safe commute, don't block stairwells. Keep them clear so others can use them easily and safely.
After rail fanning, I made my way to Markham, Ontario, to the Rapido headquarters. I met up with Otter Valley staff and a few other crazy characters. Here's a few shots from the day, and this will include a couple of clips of the D10 locomotive. It's the same as that, but it's pretty clear. And then there's slow.
I've got the one on this screen.
Brand new everybody.
Just not here.
They did when we got it.
We're not going to shift mode.
last time on Keeping Track. My son wanted to do a project with me, so I thought, let's do some dioramas. There was glue and foam and a wood base, but we've got lots more to work on. So let's take a look. And now, we're going to start off by painting the ties and the track here. I use just a flat spray paint, so I'm going to just lightly cover everything here, just right down the middle, turn around and make sure everything gets evenly covered, and then I'm going to let my son do the same thing with his. This is probably the first time he's ever used spray paint, so I think he feels like he has to be really close to it, like that it doesn't spray out. So I have to kind of correct him here and get him to hold it farther back and do more even passes with the spray. And then we're going to turn it around just like I did with mine, and I'll get him to do it again going the other direction. Once they both fully dry, it's time to paint the rest of the actual diorama. I use just an acrylic paint for this, just a regular brown paint, and I'm getting him to cover the entire top of the diorama here. It's very self-explanatory. Kids love to paint anyways, so he takes his time, even though don't really need to. There's nothing tedious about this, but he's very focused, and he gets everything evenly covered, which is great. And we're going to turn it around and we're going to do the other side as well. Kids love getting messy and, painting and doing crafts and such. So this is right up his alley. He likes creating things and drawing and, doing little projects. So something like this, he always looks forward to doing, and it keeps him busy. And every time he adds something to it, he says that it looks better. It looks more real. So the more we do, the better it looks, and he feels he's accomplished something. Okay, so now it's my turn. I'm basically going to do the exact same thing. What he doesn't know is that I do this process over and over again with my actual layout. Laying the track, carving foam, or putting plaster cloth down to create landscape, and then all the glue and the paint that I use. I just do it over and over again, so it becomes almost like a second language to me. And it's very relaxing. I love doing stuff like this. Scenery is definitely my bread and butter. Making little landscapes and little areas, bringing the whole thing to life and adding trees. You can have a lot of fun with this. I don't feel like there is a right and wrong way to do it, because it's all on how you perceive or what you see in your mind as far as nature and the surrounding areas. We're not really doing a prototypical space or area, so we're just kind of winging it and having fun and learning in the process. Once the brown paint is dry, we're going to do somewhat of a fascia. So what I'm doing is I'm taking the black acrylic paint and I'm doing right around the outside edge, and he asked me to go first so that I could show him exactly where the paint needs to go. We're going right along the wood base, up the foam, and in some cases where it gets a bit higher, yeah, we're going to do it right along the edge of the cork there. And we want to make sure that it's nicely covered so that the vocal point is not the side edge. It's going to be whatever you put on the top. So that's normally why you would use a black paint right along the edge there to take the focus away from it. And these are all things that he's learning, and he'll be able to apply to many other projects that he'll have in the future. And it's something that we apply to our layouts too. Okay, it's finished. Now it's his turn. We're going to swap out, and he's going to do his. All right, so I'm going to be able to show you a little bit more, seeing as how I'll be cameraman this time around. When we're doing the sides here, the foam is a little rough in certain parts that needed to be shaved down in order to really fit the contour of the actual wood block that it's sitting on. So he's going to use a little bit of extra paint just to kind of fill in those little bumps there, and you won't be able to tell. It disappears with the black paint. So, but he's very meticulous when it comes to stuff like this, so I'm sure it'll look great when it's done. And voila, he's done. Just like that. It's a nice afternoon project, just to do a bit of painting and chip away at it. Don't have to do it all at once. So. Okay, so now we're at the part where we can add some greenery. We're just using a basic white glue and we're going to spread it over top of the brown, making sure not to spill any down the sides. And he's just spreading it out using just a regular paintbrush, and then we're going to add our colors. Now, he has determined that he would like to do a summer kind of look or theme, where I'm going to try something that's more closer to the fall. So he's going to use some lighter greens and maybe some burnt grass as well. But we're going to start with just the light green, and we're going to use the shakers, and then we'll add some static grass later. But we usually do the grass and then the ballast, and then we'll come back and we'll do the static grass and other greenery after. He's starting with the Woodland Scenics shakers, and he's going to use the regular, the medium green, and then we're going to use some burnt grass over that, and then we're going to seal it in with some alcohol. That was easy enough. It's not a big area to cover, so he really knows what he's doing going forward here. So he's going to do the exact same thing on the other side, and he's going to cover the entire thing as well with the glue, making sure getting corner to corner here. And he's going to do the same process on this side, where he uses the medium green, and then he's going to add some burnt grass over top of that. All right, so it's my turn again. After he did his, he wanted to see what I would come up with. So I'm going to put the glue down just like he did. I'm not going to use as much glue because might have sent it a little too hard there with the pouring of the glue when we did his. So I'm trying not to use as much. And we're going to start with the base green as well. And I've got another color here that I'm going to use, and it has a little bit of orange in it. I think it'll help with the trees. And I'm going to put the dead grass right along the edge of the rails there. And then we're going to sprinkle on that orangey yellow as well, just to kind of give it a more fall look. And I use the isopropyl alcohol to soak it all so that it all absorbs into the glue and it holds really, really well. I'm going to do the exact same thing with the other side, and we're going to wrap this up. And now you can see his being on the left and mine being on the right. This is what we've basically got to as far as painting and adding greenery. But come back next month where you're going to see a lot more. Thank you for watching Keeping Track. I've been your host, Go Via or Go Home. Coming up next, it's a very special episode of GVO After Dark. So stick around.